I wake up every day is a daydream. Everything in my life ain't what it seems. I wake up just to go back to sleep. I act real shallow, but I'm in too deep. And all I care about is sex and violence. A heavy bass line is my kind of silence. Everybody says that I gotta get a grip, but I let sanity give me the slip. Some people think I'm bonkers, but I just think I'm free. And I'm just living my life, there's nothing crazy about me. Some people pay for thrills, but I get mine for free. Man, I'm just living my life, there's nothing crazy about me.
Bonkers.
I have been told this is the British national anthem. I'm assuming the lyrics will be on the Life in the UK test. So as a hopeful eventual migrant to the UK, specifically to Wales, to be with my girlfriend Kebby. Hello, Kebby. I'm familiarizing myself with it. But now we have to stream. She sent that to me. She sent that to me earlier. It was really funny. We were talking about 120 Minutes, the old MTV show, and was it bonkers? I have to check. Hold on. Let me go back in my channel. But point is, Dizzy Rascal was on 120 Minutes alongside all these other bands that I actually recognized, and she was like, "Oh my god, you have to hear this fucking song." No, it was another Dizzy song. I checked. It was, if anybody's curious and anybody is familiar with the 120 Minutes archive, it's the October 10th, 2003 episode where they had Super Furry Animals on. So I guess they did like a block of up-and-coming British bands, and Jet for some reason. Jet's Australian. Close enough, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, there's a bunch of other ones. There's a Libertines? Confused by the Beck lyric that has the word libertine in it. I think it's Libertines. Anyway, he says it the other way, though. Razorlight, Muse, Snow Patrol, Dizzy, Chemical Brothers. For whatever reason, Super Furry Animals is not in that subterranean UK block, but they're also featured. And then she sent me one of their songs, and it's like the most sunny, hippy-dippy 60s by way of 90s rock you've ever heard. So I was like, this is a little bit of the difference from Bonkers. Let me check. Let's check chat. Let's see what's going on. I saw a Banana Bread guy. I saw a Wolfie. Boy, you're in for a treat today. I see Rorik. DCB, Savannah, who says I'm late. No, Stalker Child, I am not late. You are the late one. Enjoy lateness. Triss, hello Triss. You missed Dizzy. So, before we get started, I'm just going to ramble a little bit, let everybody get settled in. First thing I want to do is I would like to eulogize something very, very near and dear to me, and that is After Sleep, which is never coming up ever again. As far as I can tell, there has been absolutely zero movement in a week. After Sleep normally goes down at the end of every single month because of bandwidth issues, and instead of coming back up with a site to use, it instead came back up with this wonderful offline for maintenance page. You can click on the buttons and they will light up and then they will disappear, which is cute, but also highly frustrating. I think the thing that bothers me more is just the lack of communication from Friday. I know it's just one guy. It's not like it's super serious end of the world, but like we're attached to this. We're attached to this little community. So it'd be nice if there was a little bit of a communication as to why it's down. We don't know why. Penalty thinks it's potentially features that are getting written in, which is cool, I guess. And then I don't know. I don't know. There's been literally zero communication. As far as I can tell, I've been checking Friday's site, dvd3000.ca, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. The good news, though, is that I can access it on my home internet now, which I could not do starting like the 23rd or the 24th of December for whatever reason. I did a lot of digging. I did a lot of digging into this to figure out why. After sleep, I wasn't able to access it on my home internet. I had to use Tor because if you don't know the way that Tor works, I just hit my desk. The way that Tor works, if it is accessible anywhere on the internet, the network will find you an exit node that will connect you to the site. So it's a good way to get around blocks of that nature. But anyway, so it wasn't accessible on my home internet, and I started doing trace routes and sort of things to figure out why. And I had discovered that the breakdown was specifically in, and this is the really interesting part, you guys don't realize where your food comes from. You guys don't know the litany of different companies that make websites travel through all the pipes, the companies that own the pipes, and the companies that make that maintain the pipes. And when one thing breaks down, it is not necessarily a problem with your internet, and it is not necessarily a problem with the website, because both of those were working fine. So what happened was, Friday hosts After Sleep with something called CanSpace, and I think it is canspace.ca. So he hosts with this thing called CanSpace, and CanSpace, I think, hosts with a variety of different data centers, but the one that After Sleep is hosted in is specifically a Quebec data center in, I forget the town, but anyway, but it's a data center in Quebec owned by a company called OVH Cloud. And so this is OVH Cloud's specifically Canadian site, which just redirects to an NCA, whatever it is. So they host the data center, and CanSpace has their servers in the data center. So if you're having trouble separating those two in your head, CanSpace owns the physical servers, the server racks that the sites are running on. That's what they own. But it's hosted physically in a data center that OVH Cloud owns, which you could think of it like an apartment building, basically, for servers. So, companies will lease data center stuff, and they will also be able to use OVH Cloud's crazy uplink, because as you can imagine, this is... Where is OVH Cloud based? I know they're European. OVH Cloud, I think, is French? Oh, come on. I've never gotten this with Vivaldi. Fuck you. Yes, there we go. OVH Cloud. So yes, they're a French cloud computing company that offers VPS, dedicated servers, other websites. So they have their own web hosting game. You could host your website directly with OVH Cloud, but he's obviously hosted it with CanSpace instead. OVH Cloud, no issue either. So it was not with CanSpace, and it was not with OVH Cloud. The problem is, this blew my mind. OVH Cloud is something called peered with a company called Equinix. Equinix? I don't know. I don't care. Specifically, it's a very specific, I think it's, what was it? ix.equinix? If I could spell. Yeah, sure, whatever. Equinix IX peering. There we go. It'll get us to the right place. There we go. Equinix Internet Exchange. So this is a company who has crazy, they're called backbones. And these backbones are what links data centers together and also links like ISPs and stuff together. And I would have to go digging specifically for the links to all the stuff that I had dug up. But what I had found, this is what was interesting. If I did a trace route, which trace route, what it does, I'm not going to show you what it is, but it will show you, it'll ping a website. So you do a trace route to a website, and it will show you all of the hops that that one piece of data does to get to the end result, the end server. And it was breaking down specifically at Equinix Internet Exchange, specifically in their Ashburn. It's right even here. It's right in their little map in the background here, Ashburn. It was this specific campus of internet peering that was fucking up. And here's how I know this. Because when I did the trace route, my internet is provided by I mean, you can look this up, honestly. So like if you were to look up my home IP, which you can find pretty easily through some of the stuff I host with Somnolescent, so I'm not overall concerned. We have our internet through a company called Blue Ridge, and Blue Ridge has its internet through a company called Penn Teledata. And Penn Teledata is peered through Equinix with OVH Cloud. So the breakdown was specifically at this internet exchange in Ashburn, in their Washington campus, which, if I pulled up the link right now, I could show you like a Google Street View 360 photo taken in their office. I've seen the break room of the building that prevented me from connecting to Aftersleep. The internet is a funny, funny thing. So anyway, at least that works. It's like that, it's like, out of the frying pan into the fire. At least we fixed that problem right in time for Aftersleep to go down. My addiction to Aftersleep is unhealthy. Your addiction to having friends is unhealthy. We gotta have an intervention. Your addiction to talking to people and having healthy social connections is unhealthy. Watching this in VR right now. Better you than me, my friend. Anyway. So yeah, I figured I would just ramble a little bit. R.I.P. Aftersleep. I don't know why it's down. Friday is very non-communicative to the world, to be honest. If you love Aftersleep so much, why don't you marry it? Sorry, I can't think of something funny to reply to that with. But anyway, so yeah, that super sucks. He's not very communicative. He doesn't show up on the site very often. I know he's probably busy, but also he's told me in the past that he's not like huge fan of some of the people he's sort of inspired to join Aftersleep. That was a while back though, so to be fair, that might not apply to any of the people who use the site at current. And I certainly know there's been some weirdos. But anyway, yeah, no, I do miss it. I miss chatting with people. Penalty does drop into the IRC. Lurk occasionally does. Nobody else does. Ooh, drama. Ooh. Spill the tea, sis. Ooh. Alternatively, he hates every single person on Aftersleep. That's a possibility too. Real Jake on Blips moment. Ah, man. You guys remember Blips? Do you guys remember Blips? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Okay. Anyway. So yes, there is my little rant. Friday's gonna sell for $50. Can Somnolescent own Aftersleep? I think we could. I think there is a good chance that we could own Aftersleep. It's like that whole thing where that dumbass on Kiwi Farms thought we were the ones who owned Toy House. We could actually own Aftersleep. The rabbit hole gets bigger. It gets deeper. Pepperidge Farm has way better memory than I do. Yes, it's true. It's very, very true. Pepperidge Farm, all from the UK. All from the UK, chat. All of us. It was so funny too because that guy popped into a separate thread like I don't know if it was years later or months later, but it was a while later, and he was like, "By the way, I've dug up stuff on this group. They're called Somnolescent, and they own Toy House." And nobody really reacted to him or like gave a shit because it was so blatant that like it wasn't true. It was really funny. It was really fascinating. My one cross into the Kiwi world came by way of this like dipshit who I think spends most of his time complaining about the 8-bit guy. Complaining about the 8-bit guy and like posting in community watch threads. And he thought we were all British and owned Toy House. Very good. Very cool. It's awesome. All right. So we're going to get into the game now. And I just do that now just because I expect my mic to go out at random moments and me not to notice. Anytime I do a scene transition, anytime I flip channels on my TV, I'm just going to unplug and plug my mic back in anyway. Just in case. I've been thoroughly buck-broken by Streamlabs. Fuck it. Just do that. Anyway, so there's one thing that I wanted... One last little quick thing, because it is my stream, and you're here, you're stuck with me, chat. You're stuck with me. Before we get into the game, it was something that I actually wanted to do last stream, and was too boozed out of my mind to remember to do, which is I wanted to show off my completed game memory card, because of course while we're doing all the reminiscing, looking back on 2025... The way that I set up my memory cards, because I do play a lot, not just for streams, but also like just games and stuff casually on my real PS2. Like I'm streaming from real hardware right now. I have memory cards, and I had this 32-bit max memory card, which people on the internet will say don't use. I back this thing up every single time I do anything to it. 2025 member berries already. Hello, Moon Moon. I felt like that's kind of what we were doing a little bit last stream. But I had completely forgotten to show off my completed games memory card, just to show you how many games I'd actually beaten last year. So this is not your average Sony card, which is why it's a little bit slower, but it works fine. And like I said, I dump all the contents of the card every single time I do anything to it. So if it does fuck up, I have the saves. So anyway, we do have PS1 stuff mixed in here also. These are the only things from this year. This is something that I finished just yesterday, playing Madden 03 on the PS2, and I also have 2002, which I played through 2 months ago. But we got the first Gran Turismo. We've got Rock Band 2, which I did the whole endless set list for. Amplitude, which I haven't quite finished it, but I finished it to the point I think I'm going to, so I said fuck it. The second Rock Band track pack, of course, Pitfall Lost Expedition. More Madden, Pac-Man World 2, the OG version. Frequency, that is the European version. You'll actually notice I have two different frequencies on here. One is the American version and then one is the European version, because I just casually played through it while I was over in Wales. Tony Hawk 4 for the PS1, Fantavision, of course, which I showed off a little bit on the last stream, Rock Band, AC/DC Rock Band, Tony Hawk. These are not from last year, but I didn't actually have them on these cards. These are custom levels that I had made, and I just found them because like, oh shit, I don't actually have copies of those handy, and I was scared that they were lost because they were actually a page on Cam EV1. Jack and Daxter, Precursor Legacy, Guitar Hero Rocks the 360. Yeah, no, honestly, I do love the PS2 UI and all the bouncing stuff. And you get some that are kind of like creative with it too, like Fantavision. If you go to copy, you'll see that it like does all sorts of like funny stuff. Or like if I try to delete it, it'll start to do that. This is something that every game can do. It's like a custom animation, but they don't all do them, or actually very few do them. In fact, very few have animation at all. A lot of them, so the really cheap ones are just a bitmap. They're just like a picture put on a slab, and then you get like the cute little like 3D icons, and then sometimes you get the more ambitious devs who are like, yeah, we're gonna put a whole ass character in there. There's Daxter, of course, being the dickhead. First Guitar Hero. I played a lot of rhythm games last year. It was a lot of rhythm games and a lot of Madden. The track pack, but we're only back into May. Rocks the 80s. Ratchet Clank Going Commando, of course. Sega Rally, the Japanese one. I played it. I'm not very good at it, but it's fun. This is the American version of Frequency, like I had mentioned. That's in there. Jimmy Neutron, that wasn't very good, but it was interesting to go back to it. First Spyro game, we'll be playing that one later on in this year on stream. That's a really old save for the Metal Track Pack. That's not actually one that I went through this year. Pac-Man World 3, that was fun. And then finally we get to stuff from last year. Sly 3, 2024 now, 2 years ago. And Gran Turismo 2, which I actually beat mid through 2024. So, yeah. So everything from here on up. So we got one screen, two screens and change of games beaten last year. I've been playing, chat. I've been gaming so hardcore, and a lot of these are like finished up as 100% as I could bother. Like I know that the first Rock Band track pack, right here, I got all gold stars on that. The first Rock Band period, all gold stars for the whole guitar set list. Yeah, it was pretty legit. Tony Hawk 4 did all the goals, everything except gaps. All the pro goals and stuff are done. Madden, these are like perfect seasons. I'm not saying this to be like, wow, look how big my dick is, but like, these are not just, me taking a 10-minute spin through these games. I do really play through them and enjoy them, with the, occasional exception of something like Jet Fusion, where I stopped it at some point and I just was like, I'm not going to bother with this anymore. But everything else, yeah, I really do enjoy playing games. Him showing off his free time. You have tons of free time right now, and you stare into space with it. You could be playing Switch all day if you wanted to. I just like beating games. I just like beating games. I like playing games. These are games... I've had Gran Turismo 1 and 2 since I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I finally beat them. I don't like gaming that much. Well, why do you have so many games then? You should start selling them off. Is the thing. It's just, I don't know. If it's stuff that you're not actually going to enjoy, then you know, why bother having them around? You know? At that point, it's just sort of taking up space, and you guys don't have a ton of space in your house. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to show off with that. And then the other thing also is that this is a 32 meg card. I don't, if you can see it a little bit through the chat window. 17 megs free. So this card is almost half full. I really want to fill this card up and just have it be 32 megs of PS2 goodness. I think that would be a lot of fun. Anyway, let's play another PS2 game. I don't actually own this one physically, but I have an MX4 card right here. We have a big house. Yeah, but it's a big house with a lot of stuff in it. Let's not pretend like you guys aren't living all over each other. Anyway. So, one thing that I said I was going to do this year was... Last year was a lot of games that I owned, like a lot of childhood games, stuff that I wanted to play and beat. And this year I'm turning it entirely over to the Somnolians. So, I figured there was that Mark Twain saying... eat a frog every day. If you have multiple frogs, eat the biggest one first. We're going to eat the biggest one first. And that would be not Neopets the Darkest Fairy, which I still have to beat. I still have to beat that at some point. But I've kind of lost interest because navigation in that game is a fucking nightmare. Okami. Okami Amaterasu for the PlayStation 2, which I played. I have a history with this game because... it was back in 2019 or so that I had played. I played the Wii version, and Kebby and I had just started dating, and of course I was like, oh, you know, I'll play your game, and she was watching it through my webcam on the other side of the room, because my room has kind of been laid out the same for what, 6-7 years now. But I always had a TV over there. Now it's a different TV. It's different than the one that I'm using currently for my monitor. But I always had a TV over there, and it was a tiny little window to watch Wii Okami in. And nevertheless, she could see me paint boobs with a celestial brush, which was very funny. But I had kind of... I misread the Marth as... What? Boy, we speak English here. I don't know how you say the symbols. I don't speak vodka runes. Anyway, yeah, so she's tiny little window through a webcam over the internet. She watched me play Wii Okami, and I kind of lost steam with it really, really quickly because I had a very funny gaffe. I decided I didn't need to read any of the intro text because I had vastly underestimated what Okami is as a video game. And knowing how long it is has put me off of it for a very, very long time. But I'm going to do it. This time we're really going to do it, chat. We're going to play through Okami. I'm going to beat it. It's going to take me 20 streams, but we'll do it. Maybe I'll find some way to split it up. I know there's a couple false endings with this game, so maybe we'll sprinkle in some other games in between. Not sure. Let's dive in. Go ahead and get my speakers going, get the chat pulled up on my phone. So let me make sure that this is muted. Yes. Good. That's a little loud.
Clover.
What is that? It was sent to CD. That's why I didn't hear anything. What CD was that? Hold on. What CD was that? That was Rotor Size Represent. That's a frequency thing. There we go. That's sounding more like Okami. By the way, I know roughly what this says by now, so I no worries, I haven't missed anything. I'm sorry, you're a Let's Player, you gotta read. I'm not reading shit. If you can't read it, chat, that's your problem. I will say Clover, though, because Clover... Anyway, here's a wolf. She's a cool wolf. Look at, she goes so fast, she's so cool. She's not as fast as Pigo, but... Oh, one thing I do want to do really quick is check volume levels. Oh, it's actually up quite loud. Okay. Alright, that should be good. Actually, let me go ahead and listen to it on my phone to make sure. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's a fine mix. I have no good way of monitoring it. By the way, all the echo and stuff that was going on last stream, I'm pretty sure it was not from my speakers like everyone thought. I'm pretty sure it was a routing issue, because the echo was just so clean that there was no way it sounded like it was coming from my room. Especially if you listen to the sound of the guitar, it was nothing like the sound of the speaker. So I'm pretty sure I had a routing issue somewhere. Doubly so given that I had set a noise gate, and the noise gate didn't help. So it was definitely not an open mic thing. I don't know. I'll figure out what's going on there at some later point. I did intend to have Cabby on for these occasionally. Probably not this one, but maybe next time. Anyway, Clover. I played the PS2 version as a kid, but couldn't get past a couple hours without being stuck. Went back, played the HD version, and still needed a guide, but 10 out of 10 game. That's what I've been told. I enjoyed what I played of it. I'm not the Okami Marf. Yes, that's the other thing I gotta do. Check it out. She did an Okami Marf. So, we're into the theme proper. And she also did do versions of herself and all the other Somnolians, just in case anybody wants to join me. Long, long ago. Okay, I was told I should read, so I'll read, sure. Hello, Dogecode! Yeah, no, I use guides. When I get bored, no, I'm not, I got, what's that saying? I don't remember, but I got one life. A tiny hamlet known as Kamiki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. I would say Okami's pretty straightforward, but I have played it twice now. We'll see. We'll see. What's straightforward for one person is not necessarily straightforward for everyone else. Satiate the appetite of Urachi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast. A young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads. I thought they were talking about the maiden for a moment. 8 heads mounted on necks the size of tree trunks. Its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast. So we got Kamiki, right? And outside of Kamiki there's a cave, and there's a crazy beast in the cave. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village, and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi. You know what they say about women? You have to use as bait. They have a body like a mountain. It's true. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Nagi attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranui's swift movements. Hello, Chinese player on. This game is Japanese. Don't be racist. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Nagi, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by this sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Nagi traveled to the beast's cave in place of his beloved. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home. As Nagi stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on he sliced, well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nary a scratch. At long last, Nagi, his energy spent from the intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranui, the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt towards Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying heads, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness. Mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiranui summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. That's pretty funny. As Orochi closed in on Shiranui, sharpened claws glistening, a gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike what would be the final blow, but Shiranui refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Get your awoos in the chat, boys. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Nagi's sword as a beacon of hope. Guided by his sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary. Channeling all his strength into his scarred and battered arms, he leapt ferociously towards Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome heads separated from their owner. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shiranui had succumbed to Arachi's poison and struggled to breathe. Nagi scooped up the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shiranui was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark, then closed its eyes and drifted off as if into slumber. Peace had at last returned to Kimiki village. In honor of Shiranui's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it. In response, Shiranui feebly pressed the bark button. Nagi's sword was christened Tsukuyomi and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace. Me too, homeboy. However, this is not the end of the story. Fuck no, it isn't. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Nagi and Shiranui's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice. It's pretty sweet. It is pretty sweet. Thank you again, Kebi. Alright, here comes our inciting incident. Is this the legendary sword? Is this Tsukuyomi the sword that banished the dreaded Arachi? No, it couldn't be. It's our favorite guy, everyone's favorite fail mail. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale. That's why I'll fuck with it anyway. Whoops. Dude, my controller's going nuts. This would make some girl very happy. Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds, speak the words, I wish darkness into the world. Utter that prayer unto me and unleash my power. I should get Okami HD. Kebi doesn't like video games. She does like Okami, though. I gotta say, I have no need for an Okami HD. This looks fucking great. Like on the PS2, this is some solid shit right here. This was 2006. We were eating good as fuck in 2006 on the PS2, alright? You had Guitar Hero 2, you had Okami, I think God of War. Maybe the second one, I'm not sure. It was a good ass time to be into the PS2. There's a reason the PS2 kept selling years after the 7th gen started. A horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. The tiny settlement of Kamiki Village enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins. Hey, it's her with the boobage. I promise, I'm not pointing that out to be a pervert. That will be relevant in a moment. This is Wood Sprite Sakuya. How troublesome. This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom. What has transpired to bring about such calamity? We must act quickly. There is no time to lose. The boobs have lore implications, promise. Listen, have you seen an anime before? The boobs always have lore implications. She's pretty. She's I don't know. Listen, the people in this game are not my type. You do you, though. Go for it, my friend. My power has diminished over the years I spent protecting this area. I don't have much time left in this world. Amaterasu, now is the time. We have never needed your power more. Shine your divine light upon this broken and polluted world. Let your heavenly rays become our hope as you guide us all. I won't have the graphical glitches because I'm playing it on console. Obviously, there's no glitches on console because how it is on console is how it's intended. Okami Amaterasu. Ah, such divine white light, such beauty, such grace. The only one capable of such a wondrous spectacle is none other than our mother and the origin of all that is. Amaterasu, you're going to be hearing that a lot in this game. How delightful to see that the Savior, whose brave sacrifice sealed away the evil demon so many years ago, has not changed one bit. Seeing you emerge after so many years spent as a statue brings happiness to my heart. That's me right now, Jesus. Amaterasu, gaze above you and take in the condition of the sky. Since your untimely departure from our midst, the world has succumbed to devious and vicious beasts. They have ravaged our fine and bountiful country of Nippon, but never have the circumstances been worse than they are at this very moment. Please use your powers to banish the darkness and punish those who would do us harm. For those who don't know, Amaterasu is indeed a girl. That depends on who you ask. What is this? Has something stolen its way into my robe? I told you the boobs were going to come important. What the fuck? I forgot that happened. Phew, what on earth? You again. Are you nuts? Boy, for a little thing, you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting, that's all. Yeah. Were you napping in my clothes again, Bug? Bug, I told you 1,000 times not to call me that. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Issen. I've seen so many artists that are perverts. This tracks. Anyway, wandering artist Issen. He's very tiny. This has happened before. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long before you're bowing before my great brush. Just smacks the wolf with a scroll. Well, what do you think? Even cuter than the real thing, no? Anyway, you're stuck with him. What's with you, furball? You look kind of down in the dumps. Actually, you look kind of familiar. I hope it doesn't keep saying, "Hey, listen." Hey, listen, it's Issen. That's his. If this was a sitcom, that's what it would be called. Got it. You look like you look just like that statue of Shiranui. Whoa. What do you think you're doing? Are you crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be covered in wolf slobber. Kebby, no comment. You regret messing with the great Issen. Don't make me use my prized sword, Denkomaru, against you. It's like a little push pin. Issen is like Navi, but evil and fucked up. I've never played a Zelda game, that's it. What's that growling sound? And why is it so dark anyway? Wolf slobber is only for the most handsome individuals. I wholly agree. Oh, great God, Amaterasu. I've used all the power I have to protect Kamiki Village. The village lives on. Their spirits lie encased in my fruit. Did you notice her boobs look like peaches? Cut it free and the village will be reborn. I trust in you. I know that you will lead us down the right path. Only your awesome power can restore life to the world. The trees return to normal, huh? That's Koya girl. Sure said some weird stuff. The villager spirits are being kept inside the fruit. That's the fruit. That girl said that if you cut it down, the village will be restored. But it's awfully high up there. If you don't use some kind of special power, there's no way you're going to reach it. This darkness is really getting to me, too. A lot can happen while you're taking a nap. Okay, I don't think I have the brush power yet, so instead I just gotta go this way. I do remember this. I did play through the Okami demo on stream the one time. Where are we? Got awfully quiet all of a sudden. I don't remember any place like this in the village. We better keep our eyes peeled. You can use the right analog stick to look around. The L1 button changes your point of view. You look so helpless. You sure you're going to be okay? Please let me play the game. Finally. Finally, I get to be a wolf. Oh, so much for that. That's an origin mirror. They say once your reflection appears on its surface, your memories will be stored in the mirror for all eternity. Well, to put it shortly, you can save your progress here. But make sure you have what you need to save your progress. I'm talking about a memory card. 8 megabytes for PlayStation 2, silly. And let me give you a little advice. You should save a number of game files. That way, you can always go back if you get stuck or something. Gotta be prepared, especially while you're still learning the ropes. Alright. Let's save. I do have a memory card, 8 megabytes for PlayStation 2, chat, so. By the way, it was a legal requirement if you wanted your game licensed by Sony to have this exact text in it. This was not a thing for PS1 games, but for whatever reason it is for PS2 games. So all PS2 games will say memory card, parentheses, 8 megabytes, parentheses, for PlayStation 2. It's true. It's in all of them. It was a requirement for Sony to let you have a licensed game on their platform. Look at all those pots just waiting to be broken. If you bust them, there might be something good inside. Press the square button to bust them with your head. Ah, there we go. Now it's feeling like Zelda. You can do that anytime you see something you can break. You use a 256 megabyte Mad Catz memory card, Sony kills you. Well, they're not officially licensed. It was interesting. I was curious because the common story with memory cards is, you know, they have Magic Gate on them to protect them. But of course, there's a lot of memory cards that don't. And I was like, well, how the fuck do they work then? And apparently they have something called Gate Crasher, which Gate Crasher is effectively a scheme to just overwhelm the console into letting the memory card through, which is really funny. And that's also why they tend to be slower and don't quite work as well. Get a load of that. That chest looks mighty tempting. Let's go check it out. Getting that high up ought to be a piece of cake. Press the X button and jump. Sorry, the cross button. Press the cross button again to do a wall jump. But make sure you press it firmly so you can jump really high, because the PlayStation 2 controller has pressure-sensitive buttons. I knew you could do it. You see, good luck is found in high places. Keep your eyes peeled. We don't want to miss any treasure. Anyway, here's a holy bone. You know what they say about dogs and bones. Can I smash the horse? Yeah, fuck the Hans. Well, don't fuck the Hans, but fuck up the Hans. I found it stupid that the real name given to the X is cross. It's not even cross-shaped. Well, A, it is. B, it's a meme, you dip. Dogi treats to increase health. Don't fuck the Hans. Matarasu, was it? That's kind of long. Mind if I call you Amy? I'm going to call you Amy as well, because I'm always conscious about Japanese vowels. Listen, Amy, ever heard the spirits of the brush? Don't ask me about the cross button. Good brushwork has its own soul. At least that's what they say. You should not look at my art down there. Just watch. It'd take me all day to explain. A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? We are in the year of the horse, so be careful about breaking horses. Listen, everything I've seen has, in the past, like, decade, has involved just fucking with things that shouldn't be fucked with. And it's turned out great so far. Alright, it's one of many brush power techniques that use divine power. If a brush god power that can it's a brush god power that can restore broken or missing things. I've practiced really hard just to master this one technique, but there are 13. Each one is the power of one of the 13 brush gods. Originally, all 13 were a single powerful deity. When the deity died, its power was split into 13 separate gods. The gods now dwell within objects all around us, but god or no god, how could anyone have the power to master all 13? Anyway, yes, there are other controls that we haven't been introduced to yet. That is not a control. That is the camera fucking up. This is a control, though. There's the famous bark button. Yes. This has limited gameplay purpose, but you are a wolf, so it makes sense. And then, yes, there is a triangle button to dig. And I think that also lets you bite things, so you can steal people's turnips. It's really good. Yes, I will press the bark button whenever anyone asks. Just for you. Just for you, chat. Don't say I don't do anything for you. No one will get bored of the bark button. The river of the heavens. They mean that fabled Stardust River. But I sure don't see anything like that around here. I would stim by spinning in circles and barking for several minutes. You and several other people in this chat. It couldn't be that little puddle over there, could it? It sure is, but I don't have the brush button yet. I have this map button, which is neat. You can see the Emmy on the map. That's pretty cool. Sorry, Twitch plays Okami? That'd be great. That'd be really cool. Oh, hello, Joaquin. What's going on? We are playing Okami Amaterasu for the Sony PlayStation 2. As, I guess, sort of requested by my girlfriend, we barking now. I haven't seen such a beautiful nighttime sky in ages. Hey, look, are those stars forming a pattern, or is it just me? It sure sounds like it. There's one missing. Guess I'll just have to draw it. Ah, I'm not ready to draw missing stars. It helps that you put it in the wrong spot. Press the R1 button to hold the brush and square to draw. Okay. Yippee yahoo. Yay! Ah, why if it isn't Mother Amaterasu, I apologize for not contacting you sooner during these long years. Listen, everyone forgets to call their mom, it's fine. Having never forgotten you, I, Yomigami, God of Restoration, have eagerly awaited this day when we could again meet. While you were away, the 13 spirits of the brush that you once possessed, including myself, have been scattered across this land of men, and now lie in disarray. I became a constellation and managed to survive until now. The time has come for you to seek out and reunite all the techniques. Your power is what is needed to restore the dried riverbed of the heavens and renew the flow of stardust. It does look like Rayquaza. Oh, ooh. That's a weird looking dog. That's because it's called the wolf. Who else could master this incredible god technique? Me. Check this out, right? What was it? Square button? I've already fucked this up so bad. Come on. There you go. Perfect. Somebody used the celestial brush technique while I wasn't looking. Oh, man. Awesome. That's really good. Boobs? I had to. Listen, I had to reprise my greatest hit, which is drawing boobs in the Wii version. Anyway, here's the River of the Heavens. So, Issen wants me to draw some stuff, but unfortunately there are pots to break. I keep forgetting it's R1. There we go. Whoa! A river of stardust. So this really must be the River of the Heavens. But what I really want to know is who the heck drew the darn thing. It's going to take them a while to recognize it's me. Anyway, now I can swim. And that's how you get across. Oh, come on, game. Are you fucking serious? There. Let me through. Yeah, that's true. If you lose all of your, ink, you just become a Wolp. You no longer get the cool shield and stuff. You're just a Wolp. You obtained Astral Pouch, or as they call it in the demo, the Stomach Bag. Look what you found, Furball. This stomach bag here's amazing. It can swallow up lots of food. Then when it's full, it can revive its owner if he or she dies. Let's start feeding it with whatever food we can find around here. Stomach bag is funnier. I'm going to call it the stomach bag. So here's an apple. Fills the stomach bag a little bit. I'm not kidding. If you were to play Okami, which is on my upcoming Marf's PS2 demo disc, out in a couple weeks, I guess I could put it out whenever I wanted to, but whatever. It will say stomach bag. The Okami demo on there does say stomach bag. It's real. That's real shit. Juicy and fragrant, just like boobs. That one didn't have any food in it. I just had some money. There we go. Orange. Orange with sharp citrus taste. Fills Astral Pouch a little bit. Yeah, you use too much ink and your god privileges are revoked. Here, let's see if I can... Let's see how much ink I can waste. Ah, fuck, it's not going to let me because it's just like drawing in the sky. Astral Pouch is no less funny. I do think it's interesting because they had the nearly complete version of the game and they're like, well, we can't just call it the stomach bag. This sounds fucking weird. We'll call it the Astral Pouch, which makes me think of kangaroos. Imagine if Okami was a kangaroo. That would go crazy. Oh, I keep forgetting you can do this. Oh, I'll have to... Wait, hold on. Go back into the loading screen. You can fill the screen with paw prints. And I want to say there's also... I want to say that there's a minigame that you get occasionally that will give you demon fangs. It's like how some people say some of the cat Pokemon are inspired by dogs. Well, blatantly they are. I mean, Pokemon really plays fast and loose with what's a cat, what's a dog, and what's anything else. I mean, have you seen fucking the evolutions? They're just rabbits. They look like bunnies. They're not fucking dogs. Yeah, you just have to tap X button. I think this one's the timing game. That was a... Yeah, fox bunnies, exactly. Anyway. I like this lead up. The only reason they put this in here is to show you what it looks like when she goes super fast. She does zoomies. She's fucking crazy to control, though. The sideways movement is weirdly sensitive. It's not too bad, though. It's just very sensitive. A lot more sensitive than I would expect. Dumplings! Doughy balls made from grain fills the astral pouch a little bit. I'd go for some dumplings. I'd go for pierogies right now. I know that's not Japanese, but I like me some pierogies. I go for pierogies. I could fuck up a hoagie. Doughy balls fill the astral pouch. Is this a legendary shrine? We must be in the Cave of Nagi. The legendary hero Nagi is enshrined here. He vanquished evil 100 years ago with the help of the White Wolf Shiranui. First the rivers of heaven and now this place. Where the heck are we, Furball? Boy, this place is a wreck. See, that sword's in really bad shape. The gods sure didn't do much to protect this place. I could fuck up a pierogi right now. I knew it. Now try again. Draw more careful. Shut up. Yeet. That really was your brushwork all this time. How'd you get so good? Exactly who are you anyway? Just a wolf. Just a white wolf passing through. Hey, there's another constellation. This one looks like a... Looks like a mouse. I actually don't know what that is. Mashed potatoes. Hell yeah. I love some mashed potatoes that are like... What do you call them? When they still have the little chunks of potato in there? Well, well, well. If it isn't Mother Amaterasu. It's been a long time. Nobody calls their mom. Shit. It's like watching my family. These monsters around... The only place I could hide was in this shrine, dedicated to ancient heroes. If there's anything I can do to assist you in your endeavors, I'm at your service. Wouldn't be a Marv stream if Savannah wasn't cooking. I'm glad people are cooking to my stream. I'm glad I could be good background noise. Make good use of this sword as if it was designed to conquer evil. Sword god. Reminds me of a less goofy version of Daikatana, where it's like, oh, it's such a cool sounding word, and it just what does it mean? Like big sword, I think. I am full of Costco pizza, so I'm good. Master of the power slash technique. Oh god, listen, power slash is so much easier to do on the PS2 version than the Wii version. It's not even funny. Cabby can vouch. She watched me for 10 minutes try what I'm about to do in one try with the analog stick with a Wiimote. Wait a moment. If you're getting all these powers, then you're just like that Shiranui. You know, the wolf who fought and died alongside the great Nagi. When Shiranui died, the wolf's powers were split into the 13 brush gods. This is crazy. Shiranui and Nagi, it's just like the legend. Well, anyway, I've never seen this power slash technique myself. How about showing your stuff off on that boulder over there? Let me see you slice it in half by drawing a single line. I won't believe it till I see it. On the PS2? Easy shit. On a Wiimote, awful. I didn't think you had it in you, Furball. I'm not even in the same league as you. Yes, big katana. Yeah, exactly. Big katana type sword. It's like, oh, that sounds so cool. And it's just like the weeaboo equivalent of all those. Like you go to Thailand and there's just shirts that say fuck on them. Fuck, baseball bat, maple syrup, like just random shit. And swear words put on the front of the... It's just that, but for Americans. It's really good. Guess I really overestimated myself. Ego death is a bitch. Hey, Furball. I mean Amaterasu. I've made up my mind. If you're Shiranui Reborn, that means you can master all 13 techniques, right? In that case, I think I'll tag along until I'm as good as you. Lucky you! It's no use trying to change my mind. There's no stopping me once I've made a decision. I don't know why I'm doing that voice. But enough about me. Now that you've mastered the power slash, you can cut down that thing Sequoia was talking about. Let's go back and give it a shot. Yes, exactly. That's the same sort of thing. It's a Japanese tattoo that actually says chicken. Anyway, so I gotta do the power slash here too, I think. Yep. Pretty satisfying stuff. Oh no! It's a boss! Draw first, ask questions later, right? You know that divine instrument you have on your back? You mean a shield? Press the square button and use its powers against them. Once you've caught them off guard, they're easy prey for your brush. Grab your brush and give them a power slash. Yeet. I appreciate the gigantic pulsing fuck me arrow right in front of me at all times, telling me where to go. Just in case you forget. Whoops. Round 2. Oh, there he is. Alright, let's have a bark. There we go. Nice, 420 yen, nice. Okami Combat making me want to play a Kingdom Hearts game. That's another game that weebs are like obsessed with that I don't know, maybe you know what? I'm already playing all of the games that you guys like. Maybe this is the year that I will play a Kingdom Hearts game. Maybe I will just succumb to everything. We all become what we hate in the end. Don't. Oh, do this, it'd be fun. This story is incomprehensible. I had no idea, given fucking Disney anime. I had no idea. I wish Disney would do shit like that these days, though. They wouldn't even do a Mickey Mouse thing for their fucking anniversary, so they put out Wish instead. Do some crazy shit like Kingdom Hearts for your like, what was it, 100 years of Disney? Do that. It'd be a good bet. But they wouldn't, because they're cowards. They're cowards, they're businessmen, they're fucking space aliens. Yeet. Zootopia 2 was good. The only thing I know about Zootopia is that everybody on Tumblr is fixated on the links, and I can't blame them. Cammy is too. Anyway. Wow, the village has been restored. So these other people, so these weirdos on Tumblr, she really was protecting the village, but I sure wish I could have spent some more time in her kimono. If you know what I mean. But seriously, with monsters running around and all, the village could still be in danger. Let's go and see how they're all doing down there. I have the, specifically, unfortunately, so Paubert Link's Lee does not do a lot for me. Listen, listen, I do understand that. I see American Badgers in the Badger tag, and I go, okay. Not quite my thing. Oh yeah, everybody's in stone, right? I remember there being a statue here. Not the right subspecies, chat. Meanwhile, people who like Wolps just like Wolps. It doesn't matter, Wolp. The genus is correct, the subspecies is not. Ahem. Pushes glasses up nose. You have the wrong Target sub-brand. Where am I supposed to go? I guess just look at people. There's a statue here too. It's like the villagers have turned to stone or something. Not again. That's not one of those smaller monsters that are lurking about. A roar like that's got to be something much bigger. Let's hurry up and find somebody. Sure. Oh. Alright, so just go back. Got it. The taters are cooking. Got a lot of weird mutant potatoes in my bag. This feels like a racial slur in some capacity. Weird mutant potatoes. Lince is very Bobcat Bubsy coded, even though he's ostensibly a Eurasian Lynx. That's because you looked at Bubsy and went, actually, that's my persona. Mutatos. There you go. There's definitely something strange going on. This is bad. The sun's not even shining. It's as black as night as far as the eye can see, and not a single villager can move a muscle. Legally distinct bobcat in perilous peril. Is it some kind of curse? Did a monster do this? It's not going to stay like this forever, is it? If only the sun were out to light our way. If you could draw a circle, we'd have ourselves the sun. Okay, stop talking so I can draw the circle. Yeet. Clover. Come to think of it, your name is Amaterasu. That's the name of the sun god. So it'd follow that you had the sunrise technique from the start. Listen, talking to the sun god. He's not, listen, his mind is still in her kimono. He's not paying attention. With it, you could even turn night into day. You're no run-of-the-mill god, that's for sure. The flowing brush is like music from the heavens. That's a line from one of my grandfather's poems. He felt a skilled artist was like a musician of shape and color. Since you're such a great artist yourself, why don't we name your brushwork after that poem is? It's called Celestial Brush. After all, your brush did bring out the sun. Well, Amy, let's get back to the village. We gotta see if the villagers are back to normal now. Anyway, here's an old dude. Village Elder Mr. Orange. A white wolf? Not the one who fought that terrible creature with Nagi. You couldn't possibly be the legendary Shiranui. I am Steve. No, it can't be. That story is 100 years old. God. Yes, I agree, Amy. I do. By the way, through the villagers' eyes, she would just look like a white wolf. They can't see her markings and stuff. You don't look as smart. Dude, I was playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and the Minecraft World Trek is cracked. It sounds pretty crazy. That sounds like pretty Molly mixed with old people medicine, if you know what I mean. No need to growl like that. Can you really understand what I'm saying? Well, I'm not one to mince words. I just state the facts. Old people are known to do that, yes. Whoa, it's those guys. What's this sudden chill down my spine? Here they come for a ball. Those are the monsters that have been plaguing these lands. They sneak into villages and cause all sorts of trouble. What did he mean by this? Step aside for a ball. This is a job for my push pin. Anyway, fuck you, Isen. Just beat him with the old man! Hell yeah! Okay. That was pretty good. That was pretty satisfying. Wow, you really get aggressive when you're mad, don't ya? You got yourself some praise. See how that dried up spring began flowing again? That's because ridding an area of monsters restored the gods' power to the land. People call it divine intervention. The more you restore the land to it is natural beauty, ahem, the more praise you'll get. It's the source of your power. Few people believe in gods these days, and that may weaken you. But if you try real hard, your true power just might shine through. But boy, there's sure been a lot of monsters around here lately. And Mr. Orange, you tossed around up on the sacred deck. Looks like he thinks you're a regular wolf. Seems the gods have grown so weak people can't see them anymore. Oh, anyway, I'll show you around the village. I have a feeling we're in for an epic adventure. This should be fun. I do feel like there had to have been a better way to demonstrate all of these concepts they wanted us to get than just having us read. I really do. It's a video game. This is animal food. Still, we could give it to animals. Let's use it when we try to approach them later. The typos get more frequent the further into the game you get. That's that tracks with the Spyro collection too. I know gods aren't supposed to use creatures in this manner, but what the heck, let's make an exception this time. I almost forgot. There's something I want to tell you. Whenever you want to check the items you've obtained, just press the start button to open the fan menu. While the fan menu is open, you can check and use the amount of items, or use the items you have. There are other things you could do there too. The fan menu is your key to a successful adventure. You're telling a dog to find the start button? You're telling the dog to find the R1 button? You know what a dog knows how to do? That's what the dog knows how to do. Anyway, water hurts you, but I do want to get these spirit globes. Yeet. I'm such a huge fan. Look at it, it's a huge fan. And it's real shit. I just had to check to see if there was anything up here. I wonder where that old guy went. He probably got tossed like 50 feet and is dead. Oh, there's birds. They don't take animal food, but there's birds. Oh wait, maybe it was seeds? Oh, seeds, yeah. You can feed the birds. Please let me figure these things out. I already get enough reading from the game itself. Anyway, these are cool. These are very colorful. You just get to enjoy a little bit of serenity. It's sort of like the moment of zen on YouTube TV. Good time to get myself some water. And every time you feed the animals, you get a little bit of praise, so... Oh, don't you fucking start with that. I get it enough from British people, where they're like, water. It's like, I don't make fun of you saying pavement. Ah, I feel it. I sense it. Foul beasts dwell in this place. Concentrate. Look hard, you see. Right behind you now. Yep, sure are foul beasts. Anyway, here's some demon fangs. Yippee yahoo! I am Minnesota. Humans are not witness to such battles, but I saw it. The fighting went on for exactly 12 seconds. You fight well. I have chosen the path of Buddha, but in you I sense another power. And I see the path you have chosen is also a path of truth. I'm here to own the limbs. Anyway, so here's the village. So we get this lady, who we're gonna fuck with in a little bit, because it's funny. Here's a dog. I'm gonna fuck with this dog, because it's funny. And the big yarp. It's like that, oh man, I should pull up this video, it's really good. It's a video of a guy named, Fed Smoker, and he's like he's in a Walgreens parking lot, and he's just talking to his camera, and he's like, I'm gonna expose the fucking police chief as baby rapers. He thought everybody was a baby raper, and there's a dog in a car passing by. He's like, I'm gonna put this dog on the net as a baby raper too, and this dog just starts fucking freaking out at him, and he's screaming at this passing car, you fucking baby raper. It's awesome. It's such a keynote clip. That's what I think of with this dog, is that I'm passing by, and that's the equivalent of screaming at this dog that he's a baby raper. That's the first thing I thought of. This is why I'm gainfully unemployed. There's something I wanted to tell you since the stream started, but there's too much dialogue. Fire. Fire away, my friend. A white wolf, that is a rare sight. Did you come down from the mountains just to play with us? Well, you better be careful, dear. Lately, some monsters have been attacking the villagers. Do you even know who you're talking to, Grandma? This here is Shiranui Reborn. The wolf and I have it covered. These monsters are history. Well, if it isn't Issen, and riding a wolf. This one certainly resembles Shiranui, especially the nose. I better get back to my work. Grumble, grumble. I seem to recall you being able to draw something between these. Yeah! A new drying pole. Where'd that come from? The gods must have answered my prayers. How wonderful. So I played through Volume 1. I loved it. I'm very glad you did. Very glad to hear it. Doing good deeds for the village. See, chat, I'm a good person. I'm a nice person. People love me. She's probably going to ask now for the sun to come out. In fact, I could... Let me do that. My word, the sun is suddenly drawn so close. My laundry will be bone dry in no time. First my pole, and now this. Will the miracles never cease? Maybe I should make some cherry cakes to offer to the sun. Come back tonight if you want some, Snowball. No one makes better cherry cakes. They're mouth-wateringly good. My mom was talking about putting, like, cherry filling in, I don't remember what kind of... Oh, dark chocolate in a dark chocolate cake. Because she had figured out a way to, combine them in a way that worked. I'm sure it wasn't anything too amazing, but those flavors sound great. Dark chocolate cherry, like, fuck yeah. Yeah, Marv JH Volume 1 is great. I have been specifically, because I need a break, I've been specifically putting off working on the Volume 0 reissue and also Volume 2. Both of those should be out this year, though. And I have also integrated into my code base, because it got recently released as its own patch. Milo Hax's calibration stuff, their lag calibration stuff, I've integrated that into my disk. It works perfectly fine. I do need to retexture the disk, like the screen for it. No one in Somnol took me up on the offer to potentially retexture it. And it's fine, because I have an idea for it. I'm going to have Marfs being dropped out of like a B-17 bomber or something. Like literally the Marf icon. Anyway, the only downside is being a track pack. It wasn't too long, and I beat it pretty quickly, and it was too short. So good, I wanted more. Well, there's going to be more. I'm one person. I've already put in an unfathomable amount of effort into that disc. Is a base for more songs. So you're going to get 20 every single year. There's going to be more customs. Like I said, you're going to be getting the Volume 0 reissue, which should be out probably mid-year, because I have that mostly done. I have like 4 or 5 songs I want to do for it. Put that out, upgrade what was Volume 1 to this new base, and then Volume 2 will be... It's already, I think, 7 or 8 songs done, so that one too shall not be terribly difficult. So you're actually going to be getting closer to 30 new songs from me this year. So there is going to be more. I really do like it when you do good in a song enough, the crowd starts clapping to the beat of the song. Yeah, that was something I stole from Rock Band, because Rock Band has that where if you're in the green in the rock meter, you'll hear the crowd clapping, and it's specifically controllable in the chart. So I stole that idea from it, but it's a lot more prominent in Guitar Hero 2 because the sound effect is supposed to be very temporary for when you're doing, you activate star power. So when I turn it on, I've actually decoupled it from the star power. So that way I can have you able to activate star power, but you're not going to hear claps while the crowd has their lighters out, which doesn't make any sense. So I can control the lighters and the crowd clapping completely on my own, and it's tied to, like I said, how well you're doing. Same thing with the cheering. The end of the song cheering is also tied to how well you're doing. That was actually like a last week fix I had found. I was like, I don't actually have that tied to check how well you're doing. So yeah, now it checks. If you're doing a certain level of well, they'll cheer, and if you're not, then nobody cheers. They might cheer because they're happy the song's almost over, but not quite. Anyway, so let's see. I have the little boy here. White Wolf. It's just plain weird. Sure looks like a weak little bugger. Think you could beat my dog? I could. I call your dog Baby Raper. There's a field my mama tends to. Dig up 9 turnips in a row, even though my mom was chasing him around trying to slug him. There's 10 turnips in that field. He's fixing to get all 10. Alright, I can do that. There was even a loading screen that said the crowd loves you. Yeah. I wrote all new loading tips. All the loading stuff in Marf GH is my own. The stuff that was carried over from Deluxe is stuff that I wrote. So anything that shares with Deluxe as far as text goes is stuff that I wrote. And I thought, well, if I wrote it in the first place, it might as well go into Marf GH also. But yeah, the loading text is done. I say this I'm so used to talking about how the disc is going. It's done. I got a couple more screens to do. Fuck it. This is the hardest part of the game for me. It took more effort than the final boss. I can do it. I got this. Anyway, here's the turnip. Cheat code. You dig it up partially. Oh, I'm not even digging that up, I don't think. Now I am. Whee! Yeah, that's the hard one because that's next to her stop point. Oh, that's not good. She gets bored. That's the thing. She gets bored. So if you just wait until she gets bored, it's fucking easy. She's right behind me. Nine. Ha. And what, I bring it to him? Boom. First try. That's the oddly shaped turnip Hayabusa's been looking for. That means I broke his record. Gosh darn it. Fine. You're the better canine. Actually, it feels good to have a new goal to aim for. Yippee yahoo! Well, that's the thing. If you didn't have the anxiety thing going on, you'd be unstoppable. All right, I watched the bonus video and played Countdown to Insanity in the credits. I watched the bonus video. I came to the conclusion you look like John Lennon. Do you know how many old people I've heard that from at my fucking job? It's just the long hair. It's just the long hair and the glasses. I don't know. Me personally, I prefer to not look like. I feel like that guy in the Onion article, man at party delights at telling people John Lennon beat his wife. Sheesh, he's always snoring like a bear. This is the home of the 2-bit middle-aged warrior, Susanoo. He goes around claiming to be a descendant of Nagi. He's famous around here for his lineage, but he's awfully lazy and too off the wall for something or other. I accidentally hit the swear button. Cammy looks like a dweeb. This is how Kebby shows affection now. She just bullies me, which is fine. I enjoy that. I'm pleased. I'm pleased that I actually managed to get that. I remember watching you do that on stream. Didn't you have to get Triss to do it eventually? I'm pleased. That went hard. Well, what a fine-looking wolf. What's your name? Mine's Kushi. It's a pleasure to meet you. Anyway, she brews sake, which I've never had. Oh, I have! We had it in the trip! Sorry, I was about to say, we have never had it. I have. I didn't like it. It's like a very, very dry wine. I don't like it. Working in the fields again, Arya? Listen, are you and the wolf together? This is where I grow the rice for making my sake, you know. But I have to manage the harvest all on my own. It's hard work. Maybe I should have Susanna give me a hand again this year. Listen to me blabbering on. I just can't help chattering to you. I think you found a friend here. You'll meet many people who want to talk to you like this. You should talk to them 2 or even 3 times. Being a god and all, you can actually tell when to talk because you'll see a triangle above their head. That means they still have something to say. Yeah, you even did in the later games where you played chart in the credit. I wonder how you did it in Guitar Hero 2. So the way that works is very simple, and it's also very stupid, unfortunately. So the credit scroll is a panel. Here, let me finish up with this one. It might even be valuable information sometimes. They might just be muttering to themselves, but it pays to listen. I know, I've been there. Okay, so real quickly. Guitar Hero 2 screens are composed of panels. So each panel is a layer on a screen. So, for example, your average menu is composed of a help bar, the help bar at the bottom. It is then composed of a actual screen panel, which is what you would think of when you think of the screen, like the menu, and then it's meta underneath. And meta is, I don't know what specifically it is. I know that it's another panel. It's not the bricks, because the bricks are actually part of the screen. But anyway, so it's comprised of these panels, like I said. So you have panels, and then you have your screens. And so the credits screen is different from the credits panel. And the credits panel is the actual visual scroll, whereas the screen is the defined thing that you can go to in the game. So I made this mistake plenty of times. You have to, even though in your head you might think of them as like being connected because they are connected, they are technically different. So you cannot go to a panel because there's a scripting thing, UI go to, or like meta loading go to or something like that, a certain function for it. You cannot go to a panel, and you cannot address panel objects through the screen. So if you wanted to do that, you have to use the find function. Sometimes it's easier if you want to manipulate screen objects to manipulate them in the panel definition, and then sometimes it's easier to use find in a screen definition. Otherwise, you're going to get a crash that says not object or function. And that just means I have no clue what you're talking about, basically. Where this comes in with the credits panel is that the credits panel is overlaid, or it's actually underlaid on the game panel. So the game, as in the actual, when, you know, all the game elements and what you're actually playing, when that's popped up, those are also panels. And I want to say stuff like the HUD is also a panel. So I was able to, I think I based it off of the focus screen, the way the focus was built. Honestly, it was very early days in me understanding how this stuff works, and I feel like a lot of that shit needs to be cleaned up now in the code base. There is a code base. I know that if you're not a modder, so you probably can't like read the game scripts, but I do have a code base that I have for all the scripts and stuff for MarfGH on my GitHub. So it's a repo called MarfGH on my GitHub, just Merito. But anyway, so I think I took the focus screen, so the focus game screen, which is comprised of the game panel stuff, and then I don't know if focus was its own panel, as in the black background for focus, or if it was just the game. No, I don't even think the HUD and stuff were panels. Anyway, point is that I had the game, and then I underlaid the credits panel under it. So I could do more. I could actually overlay a bunch of shit on top of it. So I could like add a help bar. There's no reason to have a help bar over the game, but I could. It's technically possible. Anyway, so that was how that worked. Is that the credits still scroll in place of the game, and that's also why there's the Rosewood practice. What do you call that? The fretboard. It's called Rosewood internally. That practice fretboard is called Rosewood. So you have the Rosewood fretboard from practice, but it's not actually using practice. That was my first thought. Was I will hijack practice, because practice was exactly what I wanted. No fail, no score, solid background. But that ultimately didn't work out for whatever reason. I could probably make it work now, but anyway, I ended up making my own credits game screen with all of this shit composited together. Like I said, it's kind of a mess. I think there's a lot of stuff that's duplicated internally that I could probably clean up now that I understand how this stuff works more. But, so yeah, it is just... And the thing is also, you don't need to load in song stuff from a set list. So the way that the flow works as far as picking a song is that the set list is filled by something called a provider. And unfortunately, there's no good way to make a provider in script. I certainly could use one for like the internally. There's actually a dummied out playlist select, like you can make your own set list, like in Rock Band. That I had to cut because I didn't have a good way of visually representing it. And the thing is that list objects, which would be perfect for a set list for obvious reasons, for make a set list, is unfortunately filled only with providers. List objects have to be filled with these providers, and as far as I can tell, providers are entirely in code. That's engine code, not script. So I don't think I can do that method. And when I tried to just use a normal label object, the text would just get so small as you added songs that I was like, this isn't going to work, and I just dummied it out. I'm like, I'm not going to waste time on this. So that's still in there. But anyway, so set list, all the information gets filled from a song provider, it's called, and then when you pick a song index, it matches that index with specifically a short name, and then any metadata for the song, and then if you're like in quick play, for example, it will set the set guitarist and venue and guitar for that song. But you don't need to go through a set list to set those things. You can actually set them in script. So what I do when you go into credits is it specifically sets the game to count down to insanity. It sets the game mode. I have a custom game mode. Internally, there's these things called modes which set defaults for a variety of, like, for example, which HUD to use, or if autoplay is set. So I use these modes internally for example, jukebox is a custom mode, which is admittedly partially hijacked from what was a tracked mode. But then I also defined a custom credits mode, so that way it can override the fretboard and also set the practice HUD. And I think there's some other stuff I did. So it sets the game mode to credits, it sets the song to countdown to insanity, and then it puts you into that credit screen. Like I said, it's really hacky. I can't control this. As far as I know right now, I can't control the speed of the credits actually scrolling. So unfortunately, I'm kind of locked to have songs be like 4 minutes long, which I don't know what I'm going to do for the credit song for Volume 0, because the song that I had picked for it was like 2 minutes long, which is unfortunate. A-Rock actually mentioned something where he was like, if you set countdown, like if you set a speed up and then you try to go play the credit song, it'll actually finish before the credits. And unfortunately, it's the kind of thing where it's like, it's really, really dumb. And I don't mean that as in like, this is the way it's set up is dumb, because this is the way that they intended the game to be played. I'm hacking it. But it is the way that the game is, like I said, the way that the game is set up. And it's not very smart because it didn't need to be very smart. The implementation didn't need to be very smart. So, yeah, anyway. So that's the way that the credits thing work, is it loads a song and then goes to the special credits screen. I didn't play jukebox mode. I'm just saying as an example. I don't care if you use jukebox or not, but I'm just saying as an example, jukebox is set as its own mode that, for example, turns off the crowd audio. Crowd audio is another thing that can be controlled in modes. So that way, like, practice doesn't have the crowd sound effects, because there's no venue, you know, so it doesn't make any sense. And also, basically, the benefit to modes is that I can define not just custom game modes, but I can also define custom variables to check for game modes. So, for example, say I wanted to have... I would not do this, because there's no reason to add all this extra abstraction. But say I wanted to be able to set the song text. So, you know, your song name, artist, performed by, whatever. Say I wanted to set that in any corner of the screen. I could actually have that when you enter into the game panel. Or, that's another thing. MTV overlay panel is what it's called. That gets overlaid onto the game and then shut off after a couple seconds. Unless, of course, you have the... unless you have song title on, which actually is what... It disables that check, basically, so it never turns off. But that's another panel. That gets overlaid onto the game panel. And all of this is a screen. So it's a pretty nice, like, object-oriented kind of way that it's all set up internally. It's just not exactly obvious. Anyway, so if I wanted to, I could have a mode, you know, I have a check for, like, I don't know, song title location, and I have a set left, right, whatever, and then I can do a conditional in data array that would let me, depending on the mode, you know, because the mode sets where it's located on the screen, depending on the mode, so I actually check, it's like game CFG, get mode, jukebox, practice, whatever, and then set it to a different corner of the screen in the conditional. So there's a lot of flexibility to it that isn't necessarily needed for what they were doing with it, and it makes Marth GH and Guitar Hero 2 modding, especially if you're more focused on the content side of it, as I am, as opposed to the feature side of it, like Milo Hacks tends to be, very extensible. You know, it's a very smart and well thought out engine, and the more I know about it, the more I appreciate it, because you don't get that kind of control in most PS2 games. Most PS2 games, they build what they need, and that's it. You know. Susanna's a neighbor of mine. He's a little unusual, but he goes around with a huge sword slung over his shoulder. You know what they say about guys with huge swords. Also, I love the cat in that video. Yeah, that's my cat Eli. He's great. He's definitely mellowed out a lot over the years. He's unfortunately going blind. He's just very, very old. He recently turned, geez, he was 3 when we got him, and it was like, so he's like 14, 15 now. So he's an old cat. Unfortunately, I'm actually kind of glad that I put him in the behind the scenes, because that's the last footage of him potentially that was ever recorded where he wasn't blind. So he's made his peace with it, thankfully. You could tell it bummed him out for a couple days, whatever. Now he's started to learn how to navigate and stuff again without his sight, but yeah. They say he's a direct descendant of our legendary hero, Nagi, and he loves his sake, too. He often pops around here to buy it. Make sure to say hello when you see him. He can use a friend, I think. He's always on his own. Alright, I guess we're gonna go talk to him. This is where you go into his, like, basement, right? You go into his fuck basement, and he's sleeping down there. That was it. It's here. Yes, the Susano music. That didn't wake him up. Nothing. Well, let's just leave him for a while and find something else to do. I'll be tuned. I mean, I enjoy rambling about my projects. I don't mind that. You know. If anything, I appreciate that people are interested in the technical details of it. Because I have put a lot of thought into it, and it's the kind of thing that not a lot of people understand. You know. Frankly, it is, you know, a little unfortunate with all the mouse hack stuff that happened, because they're the people who appreciate this, you know, kind of detail. Anyway, yeah, but Volume 0 reissue should be about the middle of the year. Just have a couple of songs, that one screen to retexture. I really don't have anything else to do with it. I intentionally set up this base to be, I just swap the songs and go. So, thankfully, me disappearing for like another month to finish up things is not a problem going forwards. Sorry, I just gotta try one thing. Nope, nothing. You know, actually, more than anything, what kind of bums me out is that this kind of thing didn't exist when the game was really relevant, you know? Because I'm like, if I had this knowledge, if the tools existed and I had this knowledge back then, this is the kind of stuff that I think I'd get a job with. You know, I would hear stories of people who, like, got jobs based on Quake levels they made. I still hear that. I heard that fucking CZG, who's like an old school Quake mapper, worked on levels for some fucking indie game on the Quake engine, and I was like, holy shit, that's a name I recognize. I think we might have played a CZG level like a while back on stream. Anyway, but yeah, I know people got hired for their work on Guitar Hero Metallica. They made like a Guitar Hero Metallica custom disc, and it you know, they got hired to make the real ass Guitar Hero Metallica. Like, I'm like, damn. All this knowledge, and I can't do shit with it other than make fucking PS1 games or PS2 games. Which is cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, god damn it, dude. You know? It's the kind of thing that, like, I do appreciate having my friends and stuff. You know, they will listen. They don't understand a bit of it, I'm sure, but they will listen, and they do appreciate the hard work, and that's cool. Whoops. I'll save real quick. Hour 20 minutes in. And most of that was spent talking about Guitar Hero 2 screens. Oh, this is what wakes him up. I remember this. This is weird. My mind really wants to shift this rock, but my body won't cooperate. It's like I'm made of lead. Could this be a case of demonic possession? I sure hope not. It could just be that it's a fucking boulder. What dweeb. Yeah, I seriously wish the overlap of stuff I want to do stuff I could get paid to do was larger. Seriously, right? Like, it's so unfortunate. I'm like, I have this wealth of knowledge. That's, I think, why I appreciate ProtoWeb so much. Because even if I'm not getting paid for it, at least it is something where my bizarre wealth of knowledge on the way old websites work is appreciated. It is useful to people. It is interesting to people. Because otherwise, I'm just fucking jerking off. You know? It is what it is. Listen, at least I'm applying myself. I see so many people who are just, I'm a black pill, I'm going to become a fucking groiper, I'm going to jerk off to 8-year-old anime girls, all this bullshit. That's how they apply themselves. At least I'm doing something that is, like, enriching, even if it's not, like, even if it's not something that's going to get me hired, you know, at least it is constructive, and it is something that I am proud of, so I'm okay with that. Ultimately. Oh, there's one more. Didn't even realize. You accumulated praise. You suddenly started glowing. That means your divine attributes can be enhanced. You sure look excited. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a stab at enhancing your divine attributes. I don't want a boob job. Go away. I'm going to open the fan menu where you see your divine attributes. Use the praise you've accumulated to enhance any attribute you want. Yeah. I will do... I'm pretty happy with stuff right now. I will do... Yeah, I'll do some life energy right now. It's all coming back to you or what? It's hard to notice such a small enhancement. Lighten up, Furball. This is one big step for the new and improved Amaterasu. Marf Chia Pet? Fuck yeah. Let's get that Somnol merch going, chat. Let's get those Seb plushies. Let's get the Marf Chia Pet. Fuck yeah. Almost forgot. We better check in on that dude. I feel light as a feather now. Sadly, that doesn't make it any easier to shift this boulder. Who went and blocked the only path out of here anyway? There's no way I can get back to the city now. Say, Pup, your owner lives here in the village, right? You must know that guy, Susano. Merch.somnolence.net. I'm gonna make that for April Fools, I think. That's great. We're gonna get a fake like a fake Shopify or something going. They say he's the descendant of the legendary hero Nagi. If anyone could do something about this rock, it's him. That's strange. This boulder wasn't here before. A Magento store. I should learn about these things with all the e-commerce that I do. I love that she just falls through the floor like that. It's very funny. I'm the greatest. I feel so well rested. I planned to meditate underground, but fell fast asleep. I miss screwing around with PHP scripts. There are so many fun ones. PHP is fun as fuck. I'm tired of pretending it's not. I've never pretended it's not. But there's a lot of people who are like, he was forced to use PHP, sad seal. Nah, PHP reinvigorated my love for making sites. I love PHP. Now, what business do you have with Susano, the greatest warrior ever? Isn't he great, chat? Adobe owns Magento now. Fucked up. No! I don't want any AI slop in my Magento. Do even the beasts know of my great exploits now? Well, Fido, I'm not looking for apprentices. Go back to the mountains and play with your monkey friends. That's racist. How dare a mangy mutt like you interrupt my meditation? Get a load of this guy. All brawn and no brains. He's not even particularly brawny. He's scrunkly. He's a scrunkly bitch. You snuck in here again. Quit bugging me, you bug. I told you, don't call me a bug. Come on, Amy. We're taking him with us. Yeet. Yeet. Forced to use JavaScript is more accurate. Yeet. I don't know how she gets up the ladder. She's a wolf. Wolves don't climb ladders. Get that coochie breakfast. Show him to his GF. I will. You're right. I will. That's awesome. He's probably getting whiplash, too. Oh, hello, Susano. Looks like you've made a real good pal here. Snowy really likes you. Yeah. What happens if I hop in the river with him? I'm gonna do that. Nothing. Nothing. He's fine. My taters are ready. I'm so excited. That is pretty baller. Bunnies. There's a rabbits chat. You want to pet the rabbits? You mangy mutt. You brought me all the way here just to test yourself against me. Then prepare to taste the wrath of my trusty blade. Tohen Boku. Hold on a minute. You're the legendary Susano? Yes, none other than Susano, the greatest warrior who ever lived. And by the way, never interrupt warriors engaged in battle. But I've got a favor to ask you. This huge boulder blocking the path is really getting in my way. Can't you do something about it? What? Come on, you are Nagi's descendant, aren't you? Yeah, insult his penis size. Yeah. One stone's no match for your mighty skills, right? Ha. Ha. It is certainly not beyond my ability. Really? Great. Okay then, no time like the present. Go for it. Wait. A boulder of this size is not very easy, even for me. This will require my utmost focus to magnify the power of my sword. I shall retire to the training grounds. Wait for my return. I've never seen that guy train, ever. What's that? You see that? Looks like a little Issen on the ground. But it's yellow. I don't even know if it's safe to leave the village yet. What is with this yellow Issen? I can't bite it. Can't dig it. Oh! It followed me. Is that Issen? Yeah! It is Issen. Okay. I see. So he was jumping off to study the boulder. While you were out partying, he was studying the boulder, chat. Alright, so now we have to get this drunkard feeling good. A boulder that size, I don't care if I'm of a legendary bloodline, it's just too big. No, I can't believe I've run out of sake at a time like this. This won't do one bit. That's it for today. I'll just have to train tomorrow. Okay. I guess it's time to go get some sake. I had a bit of a problem. I have to polish rice in the mill house before I can use it. But the mill's broken. A wicked monster broke it the other day. It's hopeless. I should never have whatever the fuck she's saying. I don't remember. My throat's starting to get, by the way. Just so you guys know. I'm really excited. I'm excited for 20 streams of having to drink cough syrup. Don't go giving monsters sake. They're bad enough sober. Sheesh. What was she thinking? Anyway. I guess this is a matter of fixing something that's broken. You know what they say. Fix what's broken. That's the saying. Chat. Hold on. I remember how to do this. Not quite working. Wait, do I have to fill it in? There we go. I had to fill it in. What's this? The mill's been restored. Who on earth did that? I'd completely given up on the idea of making my sake. But now I can get on with polishing the rice. No time like the present. I better get started. You're interested in how to brew sake, are you, Snowy? This thing here is for polishing the rice, you see. I'll tell you what, I've got something I think you'll like. It's just some leftover stock, but I made it myself. But are you even old enough to drink? I'm a wolf! I don't think wolves give a shit. Anyway. Polishing my rice, if you know what I mean. You know what they say about girls and polishing their rice. Hey, you alcoholic, here you go. Is that Cushy's famous homebrew sake? Fido, my friend, did you bring me some of Cushy's sake? What a glorious day. Ah, good old sake. A man without drink is like a warrior without his trusty sword. Unfortunately, I am taking January off from drinking, Susano. I appreciate the thought, though. It's all so clear now. Let the training begin. Anyway. So what you gotta do is you have to... He's gonna do a slice, and then you gotta slice after it. So that way he thinks that he actually cut it. Or else he goes, huh? Feast your eyes on this, Susano style. Exploding implosion. That's not... That doesn't make any sense. Yeet. Hiya! Drunk people, dude. Drunk people. They think that they could take this busted ass fucking wooden sword and cut this boulder. And guess what? He's right, because the life of a Matarasu Okami is covering people's asses. He's my favorite character. You're telling me you like the loser? You like the loser guy? You'd surprise? That's amazing. You sliced that huge rock clean in half. You really are something. Wow. I didn't think you could do it, Pops. Me either. I mean, of course I could. I'm back from the shower. What did I miss? You missed this drunk guy cutting the boulder in half, and it definitely wasn't the wolf. You weren't just showing off when you said you're Nagi's descendant. Someone like you'd have no trouble fighting monsters off, huh? Well, anyway, thanks a lot. Now I can start doing business again. Did you draw more boobs with the brush? I did not. Do you want me to? Of course, no problem. This is a job for the most skilled warrior in all of Nippon. YouTube reminded me that I'm a channel moderator and you could sweep it up, Janie Jan Jan. Yes, I shall rid these lands of their vile presence. Just sit back and watch the great Susano work his magic. He shouldn't get all puffed up. He's nothing without us. I'm old. I'm filing a tax return next year. I've been filing tax returns for a couple years now. Actually, I have a family friend who does it. That's pretty great. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. Think he'll be okay? The monsters outside the village are nasty. Ah, glorious Amaterasu. Here comes Boob Lady and Ass Lady, apparently. Did you guys see? Jesus. She's got, anyway. What a pleasure to witness your heroic deeds. I am in awe. When you cleaved the boulder in two, my heart skipped a beat. To see your skills with the brush is to be witness to great art. Yeah? So do we get a reward or something, lady? I hardly think your participation had any impact, little bug. It's Issen! 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 Stop calling me a bug! I'll crawl back into your kimono. Of course you will. Uncle Sam needs a piece of my 9999999. See that there's two people. There's the left who have never had to pay taxes, and then everyone else who has had to pay taxes. I'm joking, but like seriously. I think when I would work, even working shit-ass jobs, I would lose a fourth of my money to programs that I will never, ever see benefit from. I'm so excited. Ah, relax, lady. Furball's here's more comfy anyway. Let's get back to that reward thing you were talking about. No, it was you that were talking about the reward. Come on, Amy, put your paw up or something. Go on, shake. I must apologize. I would like to reward you, but I'm afraid I haven't the power. That's not true. Devin was far right and also didn't pay taxes. True, true. True. Americans are funny. They pay tax and receive nothing in return. Well. Let's... Alright, let's not go down that route. Anyway, here's a tree. I'm gonna make this tree bloom. Though my body stands firmly here within the confines of the village, my roots spread far and wide, protecting remote areas outside. These parts of me are known as guardian saplings. They collect the praise and adoration that gives me strength. The recent evil is eroding the guardian saplings. If this continues, I will wilt away as well, and my power will vanish. Worse yet, the dark power grows stronger with each passing day. Life, as we know it, will be consumed utterly in no time. I'm with Amy right now, if I'm honest. Great and powerful Amaterasu, could I be so bold as to request your assistance in rejuvenating these guardian saplings by lifting the curse that enslaves them? I shall mark the locations of nearby saplings on your map. Yep, them sure are saplings. This stream, by the way, has had some crazy fucking numbers. I have had routinely between 10 and 13 people watching. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in and enjoying this girl's ass. Do you see this? She's got junk in the trunk hanging out of her kimono. People love Okami. I have grown tired. Me too. I haven't the strength to speak now. I'm getting there. I hope that my request has not fallen on deaf ears. I mean, she is sleeping. Materasu, may the fresh scent of flowers protect you always. Bah. I'm always itching for a good fight, but I sure don't want to poke my nose into any of this mess. Still, I'm stuck with Furball here till I get all the brush skills. I must have been absent taking care of Doug, but yes. Hey, listen, even if you're just listening, I appreciate it. Even people who lurk. I'm glad that you spent a little bit of your Tuesday evening with me. Okay? I am. I truly am. Anyway, Emmy's a god and all. What could possibly go wrong? Hey, did you listen to her, Furball? You get the rest of the brush techniques to save the world, and I'll steal and learn them. Yeah, that's the ticket. At any rate, let's start by following those marks on the map. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, let's go this way. There's a guy. There's a guy. I could buy stuff from him. I love commerce. I better offload some stock before heading back. Feel free to take a look if you've been sent to do the shopping, pup. Sure. Let's see what you got. Actually, let me see what I got. I have this bone. I have bone. Alright, let's see. Let's get another bone in. And then I will do... Maybe I'll do one feed bag each. Yeah. Money hidden by Marf's big fluffy face. Sorry, should I make Marf bigger? Whoa. Anyone else kind of want a Holy Bone S? I've thought about that. Are there any dog treats that are good for humans? Like, do they taste good? Like, can I eat them? Some of them smell like shit, but some of them smell quite good. And I'm like, fuck. I'm not meant to eat this. This is not people food. You probably know this already, Andy, but this here is Shinju Field, the most beautiful field in Nippon. At least it's supposed to be. But ever since that incident, I've been getting a bad vibe. We better watch where we're going. You can look at the map by holding down the L2 button. Let's pay attention to the map, to something or other. Ever since the incident, Istin has straight up not been having a good time. If Milkbone made people food, I'd have it. Yeah! Emmy, that's the first Guardian sapling marked on our map. It's supposed to be a place for travelers to rest and recuperate. But just look at it. It looks like it could fall over at any moment. I mean, it really doesn't. But it just looks like it doesn't have leaves. This place is cursed from the looks of it. Places where evil has taken hold, luring monsters from far and wide, are known as cursed zones. I ate a dog biscuit or two as a kid. They mostly taste like gravy. Guinea pig food is just dry, flavorless rocks you could barely bite into. Guinea pigs are freaks. Guinea pigs have a second stomach for all the hair that they eat. Anyway, I appreciate it, Kevy. I should have figured that you had some, given that you eat paper straws. But I've never seen one this big. It's withered all the plant life in the area, even that big tree. It'd take a monster with powers beyond even a god to do this. Guinea pigs have an astral pouch. Guinea pigs have a stomach bag. That tree's an offshoot of Sakuya. It protects nature in the area. Maybe the natural beauty here would return if we revived it. We babysat a friend's dog, and I was like, one for you, one for me. But how the heck could we do that? You draw a circle. You draw shapes. Listen, if you've been paying attention, the entire thing is you jump and press the circle button. Isn't it crazy how humans get such tasty food? It's true. I feel so glad to be a human. Whoops. There we go. Oh, that's the sun. They're not quiet. Guinea pigs have very delicate taste buds. They think rocket is too spicy. I didn't make the circle bigger, I think. What the hell? Is it a different shape? You gotta learn bloom first. Okay. That's why I'm missing it. Anyway, there's a bunch of monsters. Anytime you see these, like, dollar bill looking motherfuckers, that's actually a wandering party of monsters. There's a cave thing up ahead. I remember. Yeah. Anyway, there I am. I'm a Wolp. I'm such a cool Wolp. You get rid of all your ink, and you just become a Wolp. There's a fighting game. I think it's like Marvel vs. Capcom, where you can play as a Matter Acid. In case you want to play a fighting game as a Wolp, you can. That's real. Ah. What just happened? I was out here chopping wood and communing with nature as usual, when I heard a loud rumbling like an earthquake from the lake. Then a huge gust of wind blew up out of nowhere. I don't know what happened next, but when I came to, it was like this. My art workshop was just across the stream there, but it up and vanished when this cursed zone appeared. The earth must be angry. It's not built up. The nameless Phil Thomas Cat here. All I want to do is live in nature, man. But I can't. I noticed a figure running from the lake towards Kamiki. Whoever it was. So I didn't catch that. Sorry, I have an itchy thumb to press buttons with. I'm so full of pot roast. You know what they say about girls that are full of pot roast? I'm so glad I'm not a person, not a guinea pig. Imagine eating veggie rocks all day. That must suck. That must hella suck. Cammy running away from the figure when they still have a flashing triangle above their head, that means they have more to say is stressing. See, I should just get you to play this. I should just give my channel for like 3 or 4 months to let you play through the game, to be honest. What's up, Nature Buddy? Curious about that cave? It's the entrance to a place called Hana Valley. More Kabi Okami? I mean, yeah, genuinely, because I mean, the reason I'm running away is because all I've been doing this past stream is reading. And I'm like, I mean, I guess it's an interesting information, but like, I don't know, fucking a game. Monsters have moved in now. There's a trippy crystal ball that makes plants grow enshrined there. You think gardeners would be flocking here for it? Actually, not that long ago, that Susano guy went marching in there. It's gonna be a long series, lots of time to co-host. Yeah, absolutely. I would be game for that. It's weird. Normally he runs away at the sight of monsters, and he hardly seems to be the type to try his hand at gardening. Anyway, it's bad karma, man. You could be attacked if you went in. Whoops, I didn't mean to bite him. What's up, dog friend? You really want to check out Hana Valley, huh? But you can't see the waterfall in there now because of the monsters. It's giving me bad vibes. I wouldn't go in there, man. Well, I guess that means that's where we gotta go. Does he still have more to say? No, okay, that's it. These people are such yappers. Everybody in this game can't shut up. Ooh, save point. All right. Traveler's Charm. Protects travelers from danger. Increases godhood by 1 level. Hell yeah. And yes, your 8 megabyte memory card. Which, by the way, my free McBoot card and the one that I save games to that I'm actually playing is a legit Magic 8 Sony memory card. So there's no worries about that. And I have a backup also, because I have a couple memory cards now that I don't use. So I have a yellow Sony one also that has a free McBoot installed on it, just in case this one ever fucks up. This goes crazy. I didn't mean to barge in or anything. Oh, thanks for tuning in, Moon Moon. See you next week. Yippee yahoo. And look, it's all pretty now. Well, it was. Who to the monsters? Why did the gods' powers disappear? Guess the curse of the gods on these lands must be really strong. They can't intervene until we do something about the stagnant air. Yay, fish. Until you get the upgrade to increase your field of gravity, you end up running in circles a lot to catch dropped loot. They just need sparks. I just need sparks. Better be careful, Amy. Yeah, that's right. There's these fucking trees that lob bullshit at you. Try to hit its fruit back at it. Okay, I'll try it. I'd rather just run past it, but... Look, you stunned it with its own fruit, and then you can just pass it. Because the thing is that you can't kill the tree, so you might as well just run past it anyway. Once you get Bloom, you can kill him. Okay. Got it. Anyway, here's a skull. That sounds pretty fun. You don't want any of those apples. Wow, skull emoji? Oh, hey, it's Susano. Drum guy! Not the drum guy that Kebby sent me earlier, but the drum guy nonetheless. My message got censored. Oh no. Can't come up when he comes out of the ground this time. Okay. Yeah, that definitely works better. There we go. What's all that racket? Oh, it's you mutt. What are you doing here? Go home. I already told you I'm not looking for apprentices. Anyway, Hana Valley is no place for a mutt like you. Beyond this point lies my secret training ground. It's the perfect place to hide. I mean, train. Now, Scoot, be off with ya. Can we kill him? Yeet. Damn. That's pretty neat. He does hop to show you things. He does try, even if he doesn't grab objects like sparks. He tries his best. He's also a pervert. How did that happen? Well, now I can go hide. I mean, train. Let's follow him in. Actually, in the microscopic sections, you can learn a skill to draw ink to drag him through chests and enemies to slash them. Interesting. What a strange place. Is this really the secret training ground Susano mentioned? Did you not catch him saying hide twice? Where'd Pops go anyway? I'm so glad this Wolp can grab a wall and jump. That makes sense. I'm so glad the Wolp can use the ladder. We don't ask questions. What's up with this tiny sapling? I smell a faint scent like sequoia. Jesus. It's like, this smells like sequoia. Sakuya. This was, peach boobs. I can smell a woman. Thanks, Issen. Very cool. I bet something will happen if we can get this right. This room's hiding some kind of secret. God. Is the sun not enough? Look around the room. I mean, I see this. Can I cut this? Roar! Roar XD. You foul beast. How did you get in here? Foul beast. Fat bitch! You have some nerve sneaking into my private training ground. Now you shall get a taste of my new secret technique. Your foul beast looks like an ordinary sleepy bear to me. Enough talk. My blade thirsts for battle. Here goes nothing. Susano style Susano! Oh, I can do this? Okay. I can't believe that this guy's insulting me and I still have to help him. Why can't I just felt this motherfucker? There. Now for Susano style. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to let's slash the bear? Oh, that's right. The marble. You have to put the marble in the room and then do the fucking the sun. Oh, yep. Okay, I remember this. That'll teach you, you foolish beast. You're no match for my new secret technique. Huh. Rest in peace, foul beast. The great warrior Susano condemns the offense, not the offender. He killed a bear. Bro killed a bear and then went, ahem. So that was horrible, actually. Rest in peace. No, he didn't kill it. Sorry, he's just sleepy. He's just eating. It's all good. Anyway, time to steal his marble. The Eeper. I remember this marble was a real pain in the ass in the Wii version. It's obviously easier in the PS2 one because you have an analog stick instead of the fucking nunchuck. Which has an analog stick, I know, but believe me, it is a big difference between DualShock and the fucking nunchuck. They should have given me classic controller support. That would have made the Wii version, like, even better. But instead, they were too busy grabbing box art off IGN. So anyway, I gotta roll this up here. I remember this part especially being like, you motherfucker! Anyway, get that shit up there. And then I think I gotta put it in the water. Yep. Someone had a lot of time on their hands to think all this up. So this was the sphere in that wall painting. I bet this sphere here is magic or something. And now we draw the circle. Hey, is this a guardian sapling? It's all withered like the others. Who turned out the lights? It must be time for another constellation. Announced by me sounding even gayer than normal. That was not on purpose. You need a little more than 1 star. Hold on. Well, I see the 1 is missing. What else does it want? Oh, it wants 1 right there. Okay, I see. There we go. Scary. Ah, Matarasu, origin of all that is good and mother to us all. My gratitude for releasing my body. Thank you for releasing me. First of the monkeys. Which monkey is this one? I bet it's Peter. My brethren and I have been entrusted with the brush techniques known collectively as Green Sprout. I now grant my humble power to you. Use it wisely. David Jones, Peter Tork, Michael Nesmith, and Sakagami. Yes. That's all the monkeys want, yes. One of the gods of flora. Apparently, the bloom brush technique can make flowers blossom simply by drawing a circle on that withered tree. Clover. Sorkle. That is very pretty. Gotta love a nice bouquet of fucking colors. Hello, a dirty South Day. Hello, hello. Welcome. You've probably caught me in the last like 10 minutes, but welcome to the chat nonetheless. Sequoia. I keep saying it like she's like a tree, like a sequoia tree, something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna mispronounce things because I'm American, and I don't do the mangas. I don't do the animes. I'm not into Japanese cartoons. Sorry. She wasn't kidding about the power of the guardian sapling. So this is what Hannah Valley is supposed to look like. Sequoia, yeah, exactly. Bisexual, not bilingual. I wish I could speak Welsh. That'd be cool. Guardian sapling has lifted the evil curse. I'm not sure how weak the gods have become recently, but it must have taken some wickedly strong power to suppress this magnificent guardian sapling. Even if you are Shiranui reborn, we might be up against more than we bargained for. Hey, Amy, what about that withered guardian sapling outside? I bet you could revive it like you did this one. And by bringing that guardian sapling back to life, we might even be able to lift the curse there too. If I was good at languages, I'd learn Japanese. I don't care if it's weeby. There's a difference between appreciating Japanese culture and being a weeaboo. You're not going to hear the difference from me because I enjoy the meme. But I don't actually have anything against Japanese culture. Oh, here's a fight scene. Imagine being able to play Okami in Japanese. He goes, you know, honestly, with the ink stuff, I kind of fucking hate fighting this guy. Wake up. Oh, okay, he went down easy. Sorry, I thought he was the drum guy for a moment. I like learning French, but I have so many languages I want to learn. Honestly, the only one I'm really interested in is Welsh, to be honest. Are those Japanese badgers? That was the drum guy, you just stunned him completely. What are they? They're snuffling around. Hogs. Oh. Well, what do I feed them? I'll feed them food. What do they want? What do they want? The hogs. This is stripey. I do wish they were badgers. There's no badgers in this game. So, unfortunately... I know real pigs eat everything. You should just be able to give them anything. That'd be funny. I know. This is the one time I want Cabby to chime in to help me. I can't remember. Probably seeds. Yep, it was seeds. Can you click and see? Yeah, if you click around, it'll just say it had no effect. But no, it was seeds. They like seeds. You can hear it eating, by the way. It's got the animal ASMR noises. It goes, snuffling around and eating. He do big munchies. I would so very much love a little pig in my house. She'd love a little pig. She's got guinea pigs. The baby hog, like the baby Jesus. The birthplace of the baby Jesus. I do have that Top Gear torrent still. Yay, yippee yahoo. I might go take something after the stream, to be honest. My head's starting to hurt. Sorry, I'm going backwards, I know. Yes, now I can do it. Alright. So, you hit back at it. While it's stunned, draw the circle. Come on. Yippee. You might go take something like cocaine, MDMA. That'd be pretty sweet. I would. I don't have any though. Can you give me some? Yeah, buddy. Can I avoid the haunted grounds? Hannah Valley looks so much better now, but what about this gloomy patch? Oh, so you got a bloom it. Okay, so it's not actually a spot with monsters. I just bloom it. I knew shit. Scribble over the ground. Okay. There we go. Green Sprout tips. I'm not reading that. This game rewards you for reading with more reading. I'll check it out next time. Tapping out to do dishes. Good stream. Thanks for popping in, man. Always good to have you. Even if you don't think you're very talkative, it's still good to have you. This game is for intellectuals such as myself. You're so smart. You do big things. I do like the sound of swallowing the fruit and it filling up the stomach bag. That's pretty good. Please don't make me fucking fight these guys again. Thank you. Thank you, game. Alright. I will save in just a moment. I do want to bloom that sapling. Bloom the black trees with the white ribbons. You're not going to get to it today, but there's a mission in Kamiki Village where you're going to do that not for this level. Okay, I will do it next time because we'll be starting at that save point. Excellent. That's kind of cool. The record of all the important dialogue you've heard. That's good. I'm glad that I can go back to that. I just want to bloom the sapling. That's it. A yippee yahoo. That is majestic. This game, easily the best thing about it is these bloom scenes. They put a lot of time and love, and the music is pretty cool too. This is what it feels like after it's fucking cold for 6 months and it finally becomes warm again. Oh yeah, no, it is absolutely a good way to show off what they built. Wow, that nasty cursed zone is completely gone. The plants and animals are back, and just feel that fresh breeze. Now that's what I call music. If you keep on dispelling the evil curse like this, I bet the gods of nature will lend you their powers. I'm getting find a save point anxiety. We passed one. There's one right at the mouth of the cave. Hey, that's Sakuya's tree, isn't it? Maybe she perked up because you revived the guardian sapling? Well, we can stop by and see her later. I mean, we're kind of on a roll here. How about we take a look around Shinshu Fields first? You've been gone 100 years, right? A good run around the place will do you good. I'm such a good voice actor. I'm tired, dude. I'm fucking exhausted. I've been reading for almost 3 hours straight. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's fun. It's definitely like a huge vibe. It's also a lot. It's a fucking lot. So, I assume three hours a week. Yay, save point. Yay, with our 8 megabyte PlayStation 2 memory card. I assume that the 3 hours a week that we're doing will be plenty. But yeah, no, it's the kind of thing where I do like it, but I really do wish they came up with better ways to communicate so much of the fucking game, because they'll like in text tell you stuff that's like, this definitely could have been communicated visually or like through gameplay in some capacity. But you know, that's all good. It's a specific game. It's a very specific flavor, and I mean, here's a couple barks through the road. There you go. Alright, and Tran. One moment. Tran. Position. There we go. Yeah. All right. It's somehow both over-explained and too complicated for people. It's too much text. It's definitely too much text. I don't know. That's I guess me with my... I was about to say me with my American sensibilities. I've played tons of Japanese games. Anyway, it's fine. It's all good. We'll play it. We'll have a good time. We'll enjoy the vibes. I'm definitely looking forward to not talking for the rest of the night, though, to be honest. But yeah, thanks, guys. It's been a good stream, and of course, more Okami next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. What did I say at the start of this stream? You're stuck with me. Good stream. Good stream. Been fun. And I will be seeing you guys next week. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your week. I didn't even get to ask you guys, how's the last week of your life been? I've been doing that for every single stream. That's okay. I will ask it twice next time. We're going to lock in. We're going to get it twisted. I'm going to ask you how the last week of your life's been. I promise. Twice. Promise. Godspeed, pilgrims. See you next week. Bye-bye.